Welcome back, guys in jerseys. Episode 10. Trevor, while we were at the basketball game
Yeah.
Tuesday night,
Yes.
big news came down. Odell was traded to the Browns
He was.
for Jabril Peppers, a 17th overall pick, and the 95th overall pick, which I think is like a third rounder.
Yeah.
What's your take on the trade?
I think that it's obviously a good trade for the Browns.
Yes.
Me and you have different opinions on the Giants. I think that the only person with real trade value on the Giants, besides obviously Saquon, is Odell Beckham.
Yeah.
And I think that if you want to get a good deal out of trading someone, you have to trade Odell. And I know it sucks that you have to trade your best player, but Odell isn't going to – one receiver isn't going to make your team to the playoffs. You know what I mean?
He threw 2 touchdown passes.
Exactly.
More than Eli, probably.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. He's not gonna bring you to the playoffs. You gotta find a bunch of guys because this is football. It's not the NBA where you can get one dude that'll carry you the whole way. There's 11 guys on the field. You do 1/11th of a job, and one guy isn't gonna do that. So you have to make moves to get more guys, and preferably younger, good guys, which I think is what they did. And I don't think it's a D+. Maybe a C minus.
Yeah. ESPN did it. They did. They do A+ for
A+
the Browns,
for the Browns,
and D+ for
for
the Giants.
Yeah.
I think this goes back to not Tuesday. I think this goes back to the draft last year when the Giants had the second, third pick.
Yeah.
Darnold was there, Rosen was there, and they took a running back. Like if I was Odell, that is when you should have known.
Right.
You're not going to probably be here.
Yeah. But thank God they took Saquon.
Well, I mean, yes. But you're a team that you had a star, arguably the best wide receiver.
Yeah.
You should probably have taken the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? You know what team Sam Darnold went to? Oh, he went to the Jets.
Right across the street.
The team that are supposed to be the laughing stock of New York for football
is now the best team in New York.
They took over New York because of this.
Yeah. Well, they got Sam Darnold, now they got Le'Veon. So.
This makes the Giants look idiotic. The GM said, "Oh, we're not going to trade him because we just signed this deal last year."
Mm-hmm.
And then you trade him. Yeah. Stupid.
He said that we didn't do the deal just to trade him.
That's dumb.
And they 100% did.
That's dumb. If you're going to do that, they should have traded him when he was on that rookie deal,
mm-hmm.
so they wouldn't have to give up $13 million in cap this year. Which to me, when you trade a guy and you're like, "I'll take on $13 million," it's like, yeah, I'm okay with trading. That's stupid.
Right. I agree.
You should have traded him when his contract was like $1 million.
Yeah.
And you could have got 2 firsts from the Rams last year.
Yeah.
That's
dumb. How did he afford so much cocaine on such a small?
Who knows?
Endorsements. God, Gatorade is feeding his cocaine addiction.
Nike that catch is what fed him everything.
And now he's a
one-hit wonder.
If you don't know why we say he does cocaine, it's because there was a video with him clearly having cocaine in the room with him.
Yes.
Whether I guess allegedly, whether he did it or not, he did the cocaine. Okay, he did the cocaine.
A lot of people said it was his father's cocaine.
His father's? You don't think him and his dad do the cocaine together? That's their bonding.
It could be. They don't have a strong relationship.
No. All right. Well, you don't have it on here, but I want to talk about it a little bit. The Le'Veon Bell signing.
Yeah, we have it down here. But
it's down here.
We'll talk about it now.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about that right now. Le'Veon Bell. Earlier in, I don't know if it was the season, someone said on Twitter, yada, 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 5 years, $60 million, I think.
Yeah.
And he said, I would never play for that much. And then signed for
the Jets.
Yeah, to the Jets, yeah. And then he said, and then he got, 5 years, $52 million?
Yeah, 32 guaranteed.
Right. So, and we'll also incentives. But, why? Why would, the biggest thing for me, I think, is, he went out to no one wanted him on the market. The Bears didn't want him. The Colts didn't want him.
I think there was teams that wanted him.
The Raiders wanted him.
I don't think that there was teams that knew they could get him at that price.
Right.
I think if they look at that price, any team would be like, "Oh, we're going to shell out $32 million for that guy because he can basically be a wide receiver too."
Right.
Cole Beasley got $18 million. That's stupid. Le'Veon Bell does quadruple as much as he does. But to me, I understand, he passed up a lot of money. People say he's dumb for it. But to me, with him and Antonio Brown, I think that they were more for empowering the player and that they really feel strong in that category,
Mhm.
especially Le'Veon Bell. He was willing to risk money to show how much power the players still have in this league, because obviously there's not a lot of players that have a lot of power in this league.
Well, yeah.
And he proved that there's still power in this league. I think that was more to him. I mean, he might not say that, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that he just got to his breaking point with Pittsburgh and kind of said, to the man, I'll show I have the power.
Right.
And I think that might have helped why Antonio Brown's out, too, because Antonio Brown saw that and was like, the man, and, you gave power to the players, and what team in the NFL gives more power to the players than Pittsburgh?
Right, I agree.
And I think he took that platform. But going to the Jets, that's smart.
They're a young team that is getting
smart.
better. Yeah.
I mean, you have arguably, you could say he's the best young quarterback in football.
Yeah.
And the defense is getting better. I mean, Anthony Barr kind of slid them a little bit.
Yeah, he had a nightmare or something the night before.
Yeah, he said that he felt bad for even the story leaking out that he was going with the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, that's whatever. But it's the Jets. So,
right,
I mean,
I would.
But no, I think it helps. I think him going to New York, I think obviously now with Odell out, that helps his status big time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a great signing. I think they're going to be very, very good. Not right now, obviously, but I mean towards the future of what the Jets are trying to do. And if I was a Jets fan, I would make fun of every Giants fan. I would feel bad for them, and then I'd make fun of them.
Yeah.
Because the Jets, as of right now, own the city.
Right.
Because their quarterback's better.
Right.
And in some aspects, you can argue the running back better.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean.
Wow.
I said some aspects.
I agreed, and I'm going to take it back. But
I said
I agree. I understand where you're coming from.
I'm just saying, I'm not saying talent-wise. I'm just saying from experience and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Well,
I'm not
he's
saying
played longer.
He's a way better talent.
Yeah, he's
but
played
longer. But
Le'Veon
Bell has a more. Yeah. You know what I mean?
His experience.
Exactly.
He's been in the playoffs before.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying in some aspects. And I think the way that he might see the field a little bit better than Saquon.
I mean, Saquon's just well.
He's just a beast.
He's a
Barry Sanders of our journey.
He's a Barry Sanders mixed with Bo Jackson.
Yes.
He's a monster. I love it. But yeah, I just think that Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell, they went out there and nobody wanted him. And so he got traded. Antonio Brown got traded for a third and fifth. And
got that big deal.
Yeah, and then Le'Veon Bell got less money than he wanted. So I just don't think the market was what they thought it was just because of the controversy they drove.
Well, I think Le'Veon Bell's would have been 14, 15 million if he would have played last year.
Yeah.
I mean, that's for sure. Well, does he regret that? It doesn't seem like he regrets that.
No, I don't think he does. I heard him say that his body is as best as it's ever been.
Let's be honest here. What if he's done with this deal and he's had, the seasons that he's had, and he'll be like 30-something? But then you always subtract the year off his career. Right. So his age is basically younger.
Well, that's why. Do you think this might be more of a thing where running backs, because running backs, their prime is so much shorter than every other position because of the punishment they take. Mm-hmm. So do you think this might be more of, maybe not a common occurrence, but more of a thing we see where running backs maybe sit out a little bit more just to prolong their prime or prolong their career?
I mean, I think it goes back to, empowerment and sticking it to the man. You know what I mean? Because, with Todd Gurley, he was actually hurt last year.
Yeah, he was.
Whatever he has.
That sucks.
Which is really bad.
Yeah.
I mean, for him, because it's one of those things that one day you can wake up feeling really good, and then the next day you're hurting with. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, what does he have, arthritis or something like that? One day he could go out, maybe during the Super Bowl prep, he was feeling really good, and then as soon as that game happened, he was like, I can't go, my body's locked up. Right. So that sucks, but it could be. I still think Le'Veon's was to the man, power of the players. I don't take crap from anyone. Which is, he's going to the city that they probably think that the most, so that's perfect for him. But I think it was inevitable that he was probably going to go to the Jets anyways. They looked like the team that really wanted him. He's very excited to go back to wearing green. Yeah. So no, I think it could keep the ball rolling on some of these guys, but I think you're going to probably see maybe with the Rams now is to 2 running back system. I think that will it won't be as noticeable, but you'll see like where guys maybe get less carries.
And that's another thing just to prolong that career, just to keep them going.
Because, I mean, we look at the Saints did, Mark Ingram and them, which I just think is dumb they didn't resign them. We'll talk about that later. But you use the 2 running back system. You have one that's a little bit more dynamic and one that's more powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, both those 2 teams were the last 2 teams playing in the NFC last year.
Yeah.
And the fact that C.J. Anderson says no team has contacted him, are you stupid? Wow. Are you dumb?
Yeah.
That's so dumb to me. We'll talk about running back, and we'll go back to the Browns. Kareem Hunt suspended 8 games for personal misconduct or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Him and his agent came out with things saying they're not going to appeal the suspension, which I like.
Right.
Because it proves I did do something wrong.
Yeah.
I'm accepting my actions.
Mm-hmm.
I think 8 games was. Yes, I think it's fair to me if I was probably in the commissioner's office. Maybe a year, just on the fact, you know what I mean?
Yeah, just
on the fact.
What he did and it being caught on camera.
Yes. Because, I mean, obviously he wasn't charged with anything, but being caught on camera to me is kind of just as bad as being arrested in some aspects.
Kareem Hunt, before this happened, was arguably top 3 running backs in the league.
Yes.
So
I'm one of the best. I'm probably the best team going in the playoffs.
Yeah, the best. Definitely the best offense.
Yes.
So I think a lot of guys, like a lot of younger guys and kids, look up to Kareem Hunt, and I think when you have something like this, you have to punish them so they understand that there's other people watching that like see this, and like this is such a common occurrence in the NFL because you got to be crazy to be good at football. It's just you just have to. Who wants to get hit like that all the time? Who wants to deliver that punishment?
Yes,
no, like the toll it takes on their body. You have to have a screw
people
loose.
That hit them.
Yeah, you have to have a screw loose, and that's just why things like this keep happening. Is because these guys are not the most mentally. And that's not saying Kareem Hunt's a bad person.
No,
I think he made a bad decision that a lot of normal people would make.
Does he regret it?
Does he regret it? Absolutely. That's why he didn't appeal it.
Absolutely. And I think the other thing is the 8 games instead of like the year or something. And I know some people are arguing that this denying or like having this happen is only supposed to be 6 games.
Because personal misconduct
like
is usually 6
games or something like that. But I mean, you kind of got to go back to he was cut as soon as it came out. Yeah. He was cut last year. Yeah. The Chiefs did not want anything to do with it. So I think that maybe he was in a suspension. And the NFL's terrible at suspensions. Anyways. They're horrible at them because I mean you can't. To me, with like the personal misconduct, 6 games. Well, I think you can't put one thing in to categories. This will only be 6 games because I mean there's different levels for it, and this shows the different levels.
Well, and then you also have. I think Kareem Hunt, the reason he's not appealing is because you see the Ray Rice situation where he got caught on camera doing something similar. I would say it's way worse. If we're going to compare them, I would say Ray Rice, he cold-clocked that girl in the elevator. But I think, he never played again. And that is due to his age.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it. I mean, everybody talks about it. It's the age, which is sad, but it's the age.
Ray Rice was still good enough to play in the NFL.
Yes.
Maybe not be the guy, but he could have been a good backup or a second guy to come in. But that ended his career.
Yes.
And I think Kareem Hunt, the reason he's not appealing it is because he was kind of expecting something worse.
Maybe
a year suspension,
or maybe never even signed again,
or never even playing again.
Yes.
So I think suspended 8 games. He's like, all right, I'll take
it because I did something barely wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And other guys in this situation have never played ever again.
No.
And if he was like, fine, I'll take 8 games.
And go back to your point with like kids looking up to him and stuff. That's like the thing with the marijuana thing, or like the guy for the Nate Irving or something for the Cowboys is like just retired.
Yeah.
Like I don't think people understand. Like I don't think some of the NFL players understand really what they do to. You know what I mean? They do for people.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think you go back to that. And it's crazy to think because like sometimes like when you put on that platform and you get so big and you get caught up in it, you kind of sometimes you just take a step back. I think this really took Kareem Hunt back. Yeah. And I think he's going to be changed, hopefully. Yeah. If this happens again, he's done. He's done. And to me, he's probably lucky and thankful that the Browns gave him the opportunity again. And, I mean, 8 games, you know what I mean? The NFL.
And, the Browns aren't hurting because they got a decent bag.
No. And I think the Browns probably expected this.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, but that's a steal.
Yes.
That's
Football-wise, yes.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt is a great football player, and he's a great running back. And I hopefully
personally he
has
changed.
And hopefully he still is at the same level because sitting
this could
out,
mess him up.
Well, he was how much of that last season did he miss? Almost the entire season because he got this like pretty early in the season. Yeah. So and then missing half of this season.
Well, it could just mess him up mentally too.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he could always I did do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I did do this. Went crazy. We'll stick into football. With the free agent signings, the Giants, they trade Odell. They go and get Golden Tate. To me, that makes it even like, what the hell are you doing? Especially when you eat $13 million of the Odell cap.
Yeah.
Malcolm Brown's going to the Saints to boost defensive line. I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't resign Ingram, you gotta go out and, do something.
Right.
Jason Brett, pretty good corner going to the 49ers.
Yeah.
The 49ers are going to be one of them teams that they were terrible last year because their quarterback got hurt.
Yes.
But they're a pretty good team.
They're a decent team.
Yes, and they're going to have a terrible schedule because of how bad they were last year.
Mm-hmm.
So they're a team that could double their wins.
Well, yeah, I agree.
Because that's how the NFL works. That's why teams that are bad normally do good the next few years because
they get a weaker schedule.
Exactly. I think we talked.
We talked about the Browns.
Exactly.
And they beat one team over 500 last year.
So, I mean, Clinton Dix going to the Bears.
You love that one.
I mean, I like it, yeah. I mean, does Amos really change us not having him? Like me and Colin talked about, with our defensive line, I don't think it matters who you put back there because we're going to get pressure.
Well,
he's really good.
He's a great safety.
The Packers are dumb to even trade him to the Redskins, and
right.
now we got him for like a year,
right.
and they just paid Amos that crazy amount of money. Have fun with that guy.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
We just made you guys look stupid.
He is a good safety. He's a hard-hitting safety. He's a good guy to have back there. I like that for the
And
Bears.
as long as we have pressure, there's someone back there to catch it.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, like with the Packers making all their moves, it's like I understand why you're making the moves because you're afraid of the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like your defense will still not be our defense.
No, not even close.
I mean, and Aaron Rodgers, is he gonna be healthy? Who knows? Is he gonna like this new young coach? Yeah, they have a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Mark Ingram to the Ravens and Earl Thomas to the Ravens. I mean, those are two home run hitting deals because, I mean, the Ravens were teams we looked at and they go, well, they got rid of their defense.
Right.
What happened? I didn't like the Eric Weddle deal. Dumb to me. So you watch him go to the Rams. Stupid. But they get Earl Thomas.
Earl Thomas is
really good
safety. Yeah.
Really
hopefully that leg injury doesn't affect him. And
we'll do Cameron Wake to the Titans. I mean, it's the Titans.
Yeah.
Cameron Wake. They got Ryan Tannehill today in a trade.
Yeah.
I think that helps them to boost Marcus Mariota a little bit.
Yeah, it's either you perform like how you should, or we're gonna bench you and put Ryan Tannehill and probably tank and go after a better quarterback.
Yeah, I mean pretty much. But we'll move back onto the Ravens with Mark Ingram. The Saints, to me, they signed the guy for they got Murray for 4 years, $4.4 million a year.
Yeah.
Mark Ingram, I think, got 3 years, $15 million. So you're telling me that you wouldn't have paid a guy $600,000 more to be on your football team? That's dumb to me.
Yeah.
A guy that was drafted by you, loved it there, really good friends with Alvin Kamara.
I mean, a really good running back.
He was a great 1-2 punch for what they had.
Well, and his longevity is something that impresses me. I mean, I remember watching him at Alabama. He was on the cover of NCAA, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And
Heisman Trophy.
Yeah, I mean, and just he's been on the Saints for so long, and yeah, he wasn't the number one guy, but still the longevity that he's had, and he was a guy that put up decent numbers for not being the main guy. Yeah,
1,000-yard rusher.
Yeah,
but to me, just it goes back to the chemistry thing. Like you're going to waste a great friendship and a great chemistry on a team for $600,000.
Yeah.
Like how does Alvin Kamara go? Like, wow, well, the team just kind of got rid of my best friend,
right?
Who I was really good with, and we bonded together.
Right.
You know what I mean? What if Murray comes out and he fumbles every time? Or I think they'll be fine, but you know what I mean, though. It's just the logistics of that. But Mark Ingram going into Baltimore, obviously they're going to run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, why wouldn't a running back want to go there?
Well, because Lamar Jackson can't throw a football.
No.
I don't know. I mean, the Joe Flacco trade. Joe Flacco's old, but Lamar Jackson cannot throw the football. He won you a Super Bowl. He was on the verge of being elite if he wasn't ever classified.
I mean, the defense helped him, yes.
Yeah.
But
But
he was still
Lamar Jackson, I wanted him to do so good. I wanted him to get drafted and be a great quarterback. He's a good runner, but he cannot throw the football.
I told you guys when he got drafted.
He can't throw the
I
football.
told you he can't throw the ball. I told all you guys at school. No one listened to me. I had very many heated arguments with very many people because he's so athletic.
Well, with one person in particular.
Well, there was a few others, but yes, I understand. But
he's better than Michael Vick, isn't that what he said? Or as good as Michael Vick? Oh my God.
People are saying that about Kyler Murray, which is dumb to me.
As good as Michael Vick?
They say because
I watched him at the pro
he
day.
has more carry or yards per carry. That makes him a better runner. Yeah. Let's pump the brakes.
Michael Vick
was a generational player. Generational player.
Yeah.
These guys should be thanking Michael Vick.
He's the reason that they're actually getting drafted.
Well, guys like Randall Cunningham, Michael Vick.
Yeah.
People like that. Thank them.
Thank you so much.
You know what I mean?
Steve McNair.
Thank those people.
Yeah.
Because and Kyler Murray should be thanking everybody.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson, Drew Brees, everybody. Because it's like if none of those people were there, he would be like a 5th round pick, and everybody like you know what I mean? No. But,
well, I watched Kyler Murray. Colin tagged me in a thing on Facebook of Kyler Murray at the pro day, and he was throwing some.
He can throw the ball. There's
balls,
nothing about him throwing There's nothing that I don't say he can't throw the football. It's just I don't know what runs for him upstairs.
Well, he has amazing awareness in the pocket.
Yes.
He has a great ability to get.
I'm not doubting anything football.
Right. Oh, okay.
But it's just like some of the things that he does, some of the interviews
I've watched. What was it? The Dan Patrick one? That was the weirdest interview I've ever watched.
If you want to watch the cringiest thing you've ever watched in your life, Dan Patrick, Kyler Murray, YouTube Super Bowl, horrible. Kyler Murray couldn't even answer if he could throw the ball to a McLovin on the Dan Patrick show. His dad had to answer it. And I tagged you guys in that Jason Whitlock thing. And it showed that their careers are kind of the same so far. Yeah. Like Kyler's dad was a very good athlete in both baseball and football, and didn't even do anything with both of them. No. And I feel like, to me, because I've heard things that his dad's good and his dad's bad, I feel like his dad lives his life through Kyler Murray. So it's going to be crazy to see. It looks like he's going to be number 1.
That's the Cardinals said it there, but which is a weird pick for me.
They just want to go with Cliff Kingsbury. I think that's kind of why they looked at it.
Yeah, I mean, to give up on Josh Rosen so early.
Who had a higher grade coming out.
Yeah.
Who had a higher grade.
If you're gonna keep at least trade him. Don't let him sit as a backup for. I think they're going to. He's a good quarterback. How can you not say that Josh Rosen? I said he was going to be the best quarterback. I said
he was a little shorter than Jared Goff.
Who did I say? What was the guy for the Bills?
Josh Allen.
I said Josh Allen was going to be the best.
I think Rosen, if you looked at him, he was a shorter Jared Goff.
He's kind of like Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, but he was a shorter Jared Goff. The fact that they're both West Coast kids. Mm-hmm. The way they played, the way that they're kind of snarky. I think Rosen's a little bit intellectually smarter than Jared Goff, because I remember Hard Knocks. Jared Goff was a rookie. He didn't know where the sun rose and fell, east or west. It was horrible. But no, I like Rosen. But I heard a report that the Giants might pull the trigger on going out and getting Rosen. Which, that happens, that changes everything the Giants do.
Mm-hmm. Because then what are they going to use those? Because then they're not going to go get Dwayne Haskins. So what are they going to get in the first round?
Who knows? But what happens if this would be the craziest thing about it. The Cardinals trade Rosen. Mm-hmm. They get Kyler Murray. Murray's a bust. Wow. And Rosen just goes on to win at least one Super Bowl.
That would be amazing. I would be so happy.
Kyler Murray's a bust after 3 years. Cliff Kingsbury's fired.
He'd be fired.
You know how dumb of a franchise you'd look like? You know how dumb of a franchise you'd look like? I agree. I think Murray's good, but he's had a lot of talent around him. I saw a report in high school he played with 29 D1 players.
That's amazing.
That's ridiculous.
We didn't do that.
No. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
No wonder he won how many state championships. Put a guy back there.
Must have been a great team. I mean, Kyler Murray's a great quarterback.
I'm saying he's a good quarterback, but I'm just saying, is he one of those guys where he's had, you know what I mean? Texas A&M got a little tough. He left.
With Oklahoma, did pretty well.
But better talent, better coach.
Better coach. I mean, better coach though.
And
A better coach.
He sat behind a pretty good quarterback.
Right. A better coach will
change a lot of guys.
He will get you to your full potential, and that's just
maybe what Lincoln Riley does.
Right.
He did that 2 years in a row.
Right.
But I think, it's hard to compare Baker and Kyler, obviously, because I think what makes them tick is completely different.
Right.
Baker had to work for everything. Kyler just kind of came in and was just a guy.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be fun to watch. We'll move on to college basketball, dude.
I love it.
We all agreed Zion should have played. I hope the people woke up this morning and watched last night that said he shouldn't have played all over sports. I hope they were sick. I hope they were sick. I hope they were sick people crying of how stupid they were to say that he shouldn't have played because he proved all them last night.
Well, even in the post-game interview, he was like,
I love playing for this team.
He was like, thanks for everyone's entitled to their opinion and thanks for trying to have the best interest for me, but he's not. I said this. He is not going to look at R.J. Barrett, Cam Reddish, Trey Jones, and say, "Sorry guys, I'm done with you. I'm done with you."
And if he wouldn't have played, they probably would have won last night.
No, dude, Duke is horrible without Zion.
But I don't know if they're horrible.
They're horrible.
It's just the fact that, and I was talking to Dylan about this last night. It's the fact that if it would have been different, I think if he would have got hurt earlier in the year, because they would have learned how to play without him.
Yeah.
So when you lose your guy, that obviously hurts them.
Well, Cam Reddish, he was like.
Him and Trey Jones last night were horrible.
Horrible. They've been horrible the entire stretch without him.
Horrible. Cam Reddish had some good games. He's good. He's been good. He's been average.
R.J. Barrett has been carrying that team.
No joke. Trey Jones, you got to stay.
Yeah.
You have to stay.
Yeah, absolutely. Cam Reddish, he was red hot at the beginning of the season.
Yes.
And then as soon as Zion got hurt, Trey Jones and Cam Reddish. What are they even doing?
Talk about that Florida State game the last night. Did you watch that? Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Great game.
It was a great game. Yeah.
That's March.
That's March basketball. Yeah, for sure.
No, but for Zion and them, he had 29 points. He went 13 for 13.
14
rebounds.
This is what I was thinking. Just because I watched the game, and I think that Zion Williamson is the most dominant college basketball player that's ever played. And I know it's big. I think it's big, but he went 13 for 13, had 5 steals, 14 rebounds.
Trying to think of all the players.
Yeah, I got you. I mean, even Coach Boeheim was talking. He may not be the best player he's ever seen, but he's the most different and the most.
He changes everything.
He's the only guy that plays like him.
Yeah.
He said the closest to him was Charles Barkley, but even Charles wasn't as big as him. It wasn't as strong as him. Zion Williamson, I literally watched him grab a rebound off 2 feet and just go up with one hand.
Look, and the other crazy thing is, people were like, "Oh, is he gonna be a little rusty?" The guy hasn't played in 6 games. He talked after the game. He could have played a week ago,
right?
But they just didn't feel like. I told you guys he wasn't gonna play the SEC tourney because they just wanted him to be 100%. He looked gassed though.
That's what. He played a little less, and he was hurt. He was hurt a little bit.
He had the reinforced Kyrie 4s.
They came to Duke, and
spoiler alert, he's signing with Nike. And then this is how dumb ESPN is. They talked about, is he going to wear a different sneaker?
Yeah.
Why? Why would you even say something like that? No.
That's what the people want to see, Caleb.
But
they want to hear about shoes.
But the fact that people are like, he's going to be rusty. All he had was a knee strain. It wasn't like he tore his ACL.
No.
Nothing like
grade 1.
It was probably grade 0.5.
Yeah.
With all everything he has in his body.
Yeah.
He's a robot.
Quick, can we think of another person that's as dominant as him? Because you're more of a historian on college basketball than I am.
I mean,
but
not as physically dominant.
Right, Shaq is a physically dominant guy.
Charles was physically dominant.
Right.
But that's why I don't know if dominant as gubasketball wise.
No, I'm saying physically dominant.
Physically
there's
dominant.
no one more.
Yeah. Him or Shaq.
Well, Shaq wasn't even the guy at LSU.
But he was big.
Yeah, but obviously at the Lakers and that he was phenomenal. But
no, physically dominant. No, there's probably been no. Because you talk about basketball, there's more dominant players.
Well, because they're just better players at that. Because he's a power forward. You can't really. Yeah, he can't really dribble that well. He can't shoot that well.
He spins to the left every time.
Yeah,
spins to the left.
it's like that
Because it's
LeBron
so quick.
thing. It's like the
It's so
LeBron
quick.
thing where they just come with so much power that there's just no one that can stop it. And
Well,
that's what she said.
And the center for Syracuse.
Yeah.
Dude, they said he's 7 inches taller than Zion, but Zion's 70 pounds heavier. How? How?
Have
Like,
you?
that is
I mean, like, look at
ridiculous.
Zion, dude. His traps are like.
That is ridiculous.
His arms are like.
He did look a little bit pudgy. Not gonna lie.
That's okay.
He looked like that.
There's nothing wrong with being pudgy.
Did you see that picture of that girl saved on Snapchat? Where he said, "I have a big room. Come sleep with me," or something like that. It was the weirdest thing I've ever looked at.
But talking about that game, Buddy Boeheim,
Dude,
he was kind of snapping off
This
a little
guy.
bit.
the Howard kid snapped off.
Yeah.
Dude, like if Zion wouldn't have played, Duke would have lost.
Yes, absolutely.
Because they only won by 12.
And he had 29.
Yeah, I think RJ Barrett had 23.
Dude, RJ Barrett, Cam Reddish, dude, I think he drops out of top 10.
I see that the NBA draft is so much different than the NFL draft.
Yeah.
Because if that was like an NFL, like a college, like football player, they'd be like, oh, he's like second round.
Yeah.
NBA, it's like his athleticism.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how many buckets he makes.
Well, and then you always get the coaches in the NBA, not even necessarily head coach, trainers, guys like that, that'll get you a lot better. That'll get your full potential out of you. And I think that's what kind of separates. There's just so many guys on an NFL football team.
Yeah.
That it's just kind of hard to get everyone to their
So it's
full
like,
potential.
if you're not good in your 3 years in college,
You're
not going to be good.
So there's 12 guys on a basketball team usually. Yeah. And they can sit down with individual players, have individual sessions, and get the best out of these guys.
Well, tonight's going to be the big game.
Yeah.
They finally play North Carolina.
Tar Heels, baby.
Bolstering.
And Zion's legend is going to finally be marked.
Obviously, I think they're going to destroy Carolina.
You think so?
It's building up for that kind of game.
He's in about 40.
I think he's so ready because he didn't play the last 2 games, and they've got their asses kicked.
Bad, dude.
Not like it was like, oh, we lost by like maybe a measly 10 points because we fouled at the end. No, you got Carolina stomped by a Tar Heel.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah.
Not once, twice. And I think Coach K has just been waiting for this moment. He didn't want to play him in the season finale because I think it helped his team for them to get destroyed.
Yeah.
He was like, no, we're going to have him come back for the ACC tournament. Pray to God North Carolina beats Louisville, and we're just going to stomp on them.
Well, about the Tar Heels, I think Kobe White is one of
what a beast.
I think he's one of the most underrated players in college basketball.
So good.
He's so fast.
He's
so fast. His hair
Look at his
is
hair.
like
God.
3 feet in the air.
So majestic.
And then like he'll go like that. He'll go
he
to
can
the
hide
right.
the ball in there.
Yeah, he'll go to the right, and then like, oh, he's going to the right, and then he'll just like his hair like dukes him out. It's amazing.
Majestic.
But yeah, Kobe White, I think he's one of the most underrated guys in college
I think Cam
basketball.
Johnson's underrated as well.
Cam Johnson's also another guy.
You tell me he's like a 6-year like senior and he's just out there balling?
Yeah, Luke May. I mean, I don't
Luke
think he's
May's been there for like ever.
I don't think he's underrated. I think he's a great basketball player.
Really
I think everybody knows how good Luke May is, and
I think a lot of people like think he's overrated. But I think in the 2 Duke games he proved
he destroyed Duke in the first game. I didn't watch a whole lot of the second one because I was like, they're getting their butts kicked. I'm done.
Well, I mean, it was just more of like it was the no Zion presence down low.
Yeah, exactly. It was Zion down low.
It's gonna be different.
Dude, Zion literally grabs every single board. It's ridiculous.
But
it's so ridiculous.
I think it's gonna be Duke Virginia ACC championship game.
Mm-hmm.
I think Virginia's gonna beat them, just because I think it's hard to beat a team 3 times, which Duke's beat Virginia twice. I think the way Virginia's playing around is crazy. But tonight's gonna be a crazy game.
It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be March basketball again.
It's gonna be a fun game, but I think Duke pulls away at the end.
I think Duke's gonna win. Yeah,
Zion
is just
so
dominant.
Gut feeling that like
it's deep in your gut.
Zion's he's been waiting for this game. He's getting ready. Like whatever he does, he's work crazy.
He's listening to 2 Chainz.
Like whatever he listens to.
He listens to 2 Chainz. I know he does. I saw Spotify.
He's gonna let his Chang low tonight, and he's gonna dunk on it. And when he dunked last night, people were like, "Oh my God, this is so crazy." What else were we gonna expect from this kid?
Well, the thing that surprises me is that like he's 6'8", he's what 280, 285.
Charles Barkley, but on steroids.
Well, Charles Barkley wasn't as big.
He's got Charles' body though.
Yeah, he's got the same body, but
on steroids.
And the point, and like how high he can jump, I think his vertical is almost 40.
You know what he's kind of like? I'm not comparing him.
He's like Superman.
No, I'm not comparing him to these two Hall of Famers.
Oh.
But he is like if Charles Barkley
Mm-hmm.
and Michael Jordan had
Made love.
Yes.
And
they had a kid. It would be as big as Barkley,
Mm-hmm.
but as athletic as Michael.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Because, I mean, Michael couldn't shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Can't really
I mean,
shoot.
he could definitely shoot better than Zion.
But, you know what I mean, though?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, he's a guard. He has to shoot better than Zion.
But I think it's perfect.
I think Zion is I love it.
If I played Zion, I'd take a charge. If it hurt, I'd take a charge.
If I played Zion, I'd quit.
And I would know that he's going to spin back to his left.
And you would
It's an easy
not
move.
be able to do anything about it because
Take
there's
a
no
charge.
one in the world that can stop it because there's so much
Take a
power
charge.
behind it. It's just all torque and
They said,
power.
They said that
And
it's like,
momentum.
there's a guy that plays for Syracuse. He's like the smallest dude. He's like super tall. He's a super tall, like skinny white kid.
Yeah.
They said he took a charge from Zion in the first game, and he was like
And he
hurting
died.
after the game. He was like hurting after the game.
Wow.
It's ridiculous.
Well, that's just basketball players for you.
Well, and the way they were talking about like Syracuse, like
There's
doesn't-
someone in my. Hold on. I hear noises.
I think it's someone upstairs. Like Syracuse, like doesn't have like the body size of like Duke,
Mm-hmm.
so like they said that could hurt them last time, which it could have because I mean Syracuse is very long and lengthy. But Bam's kid, I'm telling you, Syracuse could be a team that like this is like when they made that run like a few years ago, like where they like barely got in the tournament and they made the Final Four. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Syracuse, they're a pretty decent team, and hopefully they can play the right teams to get. Because Buddy Boeheim was.
And they didn't have their
Absolutely
best player. They didn't have time.
No, yeah, they didn't have their best player, and
No, they lost by 12.
they lost by 12, and they would have beaten them if Zion wasn't born.
This just came on my phone. Police investigating Tyreek Hill for alleged battery
Here we go.
involving juvenile.
Oh, he beat up a kid?
Team is aware. Remember, didn't he have a domestic violence thing?
I don't even know, dude. I love Tyreek, though. He's my favorite player outside of, like, Carson and, like...
Any Eagles guy?
Yeah.
Dude, this is gonna be crazy. I mean, they want to make him the highest paid wide receiver ever, which I wouldn't.
He's so fast.
He's
Yeah.
fast, but
And he makes great catches. He's got for sure hands.
but when I make him the highest paid,
No, I mean, obviously, like, there's better because like in a receiver, you want big, fast, strong, good hands. He's not.
Michael Thomas.
Yeah, Michael Thomas, Des Bryant. No, I mean, like he's that type of guy. Not
That is
saying-
when he was good.
Yeah, when he was good.
Des is like that guy that was so good in high school, and like 30 years later, talk about how good he still is. That's Des Bryant.
I mean, like Des Bryant. I remember using him on Madden 16 and just literally throwing it down.
Madden 16 was you could just anybody.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Because it was the Odell after he made the catch.
Yeah, and everyone. Yeah, Madden got
Man's like,
all
we'll just go
nuts.
crazy.
Yeah, everyone can make a one-handed catch now like that. That Odell catch was so cool though.
As a rookie.
As a
Against the Cowboys.
against the Cowboys and for a touchdown.
Who likes the Cowboys?
No one likes America. Apparently likes the Cowboys. Oh,
The 60s.
this.
A lot of things have changed. They thought we had flying cars by now.
Yeah, they did. Well, I think the practicality behind flying cars is just lacking. Why would we? First off, the accidents. If you got an accident, you die immediately. If you hit head to head and your car stopped, you just plummet to the
think
earth.
about airplane crashes. Okay, that just takes it all away. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. No flying cars.
No,
for me.
yeah. I mean, like pilots have to do thousands of hours.
And that's
of
why there's
training.
2 of them on the
Yeah.
plane. 2 of them on the
Well,
plane.
they have to do thousands of hours in the as the co-pilot.
Yes.
Like they can't even fly the plane yet.
There's 2 of them.
Yeah.
There's 2 of them, and they're talking to someone at all times.
And they have all these radars and stuff.
Exactly.
Like, how could
Flying
flying cars?
clouds above the
And,
clouds.
dude, I've been in a plane twice, and I couldn't.
I'll be on a plane in April. It's gonna be crazy.
Wow.
My first time flying by myself.
You're flying by yourself? Where are you going?
Florida. It's gonna be scary.
Were your parents driving?
Yes.
Well, they don't want to fly, or they just.
I'm going down later.
Yeah, I
I'm
got
going
you.
down midweek.
I got you. Oh, dude, it's gonna. I mean, flying is scary, but
I'm gonna be scared until I get on the plane. I'm like, okay. Like until I get to my seat, because I'll be
Yeah.
like, am I gonna miss the plane? You know,
right?
that kind
Yeah,
of stuff.
yeah. You have to get there like 8 hours early.
Yeah, ridiculous. Sit there
And
like,
sit there
and then a plane
forever.
comes. You're like, oh, that's my plane.
Yeah,
No,
no, not my plane.
That's
and then
fine.
you have to wait in that long line to get to the plane. And you get to leave your ticket. And then you sit there for probably like 15, 20 minutes in the plane when you're in the plane.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I enjoyed it, but, oh, dude. The turbulence. Every time we bumped, I thought we were going down.
And when you go up, you gotta chew gum.
Yeah.
Your ears bumps.
I mean, and then we were coming out of O'Hare, so they tilted, and I was looking out the
flying
window.
over the city.
Yeah, and I looked down, and you could just see houses and houses
you're flying
and
over
houses.
Chicago.
And I was like, oh my god, we're going to die. But I'm just afraid of heights because I'm just a little girl.
You take the stairs instead of the elevator.
I take the stairs instead of the elevator because I don't trust elevators, dude. I don't trust going in a box and having a wire pull you up. Dude, my parents used to
anybody
jump.
watch Spider-Man, they know.
Yeah, exactly. My parents used to jump up and down the elevator and we're gonna die. We're
Stop.
going to die.
It only says so much weight. You're
Yeah,
putting more weight on.
yeah. We were in there with I was going up to what's the big, not the Hancock. What's the other one?
Willis Towers.
I was going I don't know if it's either Hancock or Willis Tower. Whichever one has a restaurant at the top.
I don't know.
We were going up. And there was 20 to 25 people in the elevator.
Wow, that's a lot of people.
And apparently it's one of the fastest elevators in the world. So you have to go up to the 92nd floor. You get up there in 20 seconds. Dude, it was horrifying. I was gonna walk 92 flights. I was gonna walk up 92 stories, dude.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you got. Okay, we're rambling now. This podcast it's a great podcast.
Viewers are gonna love it. Anything else to talk about in sports, wise? Did you see what Michael Bennett said about the Patriots?
Mm-mm.
He was like, I hated Tom Brady. I hated his long hair. I hated Bill Belichick, but now I'm here. I love him.
Wow. Well, I mean,
I
going against them,
that,
yeah.
But it's you've talked all this stuff about them, and now it's we love you.
Well, it's hard. It's probably hard to dislike Tom Brady when you have to deal with him every day because he's probably just such a likable guy. And
I feel like he is. I feel like
and you just want to hate him so much.
Yeah, it's like the coworker that you hate because you're very competitive with, but once you get to know him, he's my best friend.
And you're like, hey, you want some of my cake?
Yeah. Hey,
I brought some cake for lunch.
My kid's having a party.
You want to come to eat some cake? And they're like, I love cake.
Yeah, and you're like, wow, this guy's my best friend. I feel like that's how Tom Brady is.
Tom Brady is, when you're on his team, you can't help but like him.
But everybody hates him when you're not.
He's such a nerd, too. He's such
he's a corny dude.
Yes,
and it's if he didn't play football and he wasn't famous, you'd be like, that guy.
He'd be selling insurance somewhere.
You'd be like, who is this guy?
Dude, because when he throws a touchdown and he starts celebrating, he just has the look.
As soon as he comes out, he runs right down the corner of the field.
Yeah.
And he starts, what?
If I was his voice breaks and
he comes up and he's banging guys in the helmet.
Yeah.
I'd be like, first of all, I hated those guys in football because I was always the guy that ran out last.
And you always had the concussion problem.
Well, and I was just I was out there to play football. I'm not out there to do antics.
I was out there to do antics.
Yeah, I wouldn't be a great wide receiver.
I'd be phenomenal.
I'd be the Jerry Rice wide receiver. I'd be there.
I would score a touchdown and have a 15-minute tea party in the end zone.
Okay.
Because it's a game.
I'd be Jerry Rice before he got big time. Because after he got big time, he was a diva.
Was he?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Jerry takes credit for a lot of the 49ers stuff. They won Super Bowl without him. Let's just remember that.
Woo!
Who was the quarterback?
Woo!
Not hating.
And Steve Young, great quarterback.
Not hating on Jerry Rice.
No.
In my opinion, Randy Moss is a better wide receiver. But that's another topic.
That's another. We'll talk about that next podcast.
Yes. All right, that's going to have to do it for us in episode 10 here. Keep sharing, keep watching. We have shirts coming soon, hopefully. Thank you.
Deuces.